If you do not reinvent yourself in 2026, someone who is less talented than you will outperform you. Read that again. Not because they are smarter. Not because they are luckier. Not because they were born with special advantages. They will outperform you because they learned something most people never do. They learned how to master themselves. The greatest battle of your life is not against your enemies. It is not against your critics. It is not against difficult circumstances. The greatest battle is against the weaker version of yourself that shows up every day asking for comfort, excuses, and distraction. The ancient Stoics understood this better than anyone. While the world chased pleasure, they chased discipline. While others sought approval, they sought character. While others feared hardship, they used hardship as training. And that is why their lessons remain powerful thousands of years later. In this video, we will explore 7 Stoic life lessons that can completely reinvent who you are in 2026 and help you become mentally stronger, emotionally resilient, and practically unbreakable. If you're serious about self-improvement and personal mastery, subscribe to the channel and join a community dedicated to becoming stronger, wiser, and more disciplined every day. Now let's begin. Lesson 1: Stop negotiating with yourself. One of the most dangerous habits a person can develop is negotiating with their own excuses. Every morning it happens. The alarm rings. You know you should get up. But your mind begins negotiating. 5 more minutes. I'll start tomorrow. I deserve some rest. It's too early. The weather isn't good. The motivation isn't there. And before you know it, you have lost another day. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and one of the most powerful men in history, faced this same challenge. Imagine that. A Roman emperor responsible for an entire empire still struggled with getting out of bed. Yet he left behind a powerful reminder. He wrote that when you struggle to get up, remember that you were born to do the work of a human being. You were not born merely to sleep, eat, and seek comfort. You were born to contribute. To build. To grow. To serve. To become. The problem is that modern society encourages constant comfort. Everything is designed to make life easier. Food arrives instantly. Entertainment is available endlessly. Distraction is only one click away. As a result, many people become addicted to convenience. But comfort is expensive. Not financially. Spiritually. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you pay with your potential. Every time you choose excuses over action, you pay with your future. Every time you delay what needs to be done, you weaken your ability to trust yourself. And that is where the real damage begins. Because confidence is not built through positive thinking. Confidence is built through self-respect. And self-respect is built when you keep promises to yourself. The person who says they will exercise and actually exercises develops self-respect. The person who says they will study and actually studies develops self-respect. The person who says they will build a business and actually works on it develops self-respect. Your mind is always watching your actions. It records every promise. And it remembers every broken commitment. If you repeatedly betray yourself, your confidence disappears. Not because you are incapable. But because deep down, you no longer trust your own word. Stoicism teaches a simple principle. Do what must be done. Not what feels comfortable. Not what feels easy. Not what feels exciting. Do what is necessary. The strongest people are not the most motivated. They are the most consistent. They do not negotiate with their emotions. They do not wait for perfect conditions. They act. And because they act, they grow. Imagine how different your life would look 1 year from now if you stopped negotiating with yourself today. Imagine the skills you could develop. The money you could earn. The habits you could build. The person you could become. The future version of yourself is waiting on the other side of discipline. Lesson 2, stop seeking validation from people. One of the biggest prisons in the world has no walls. Millions of people live inside it every day. It is the prison of other people's opinions. Think about how many decisions are influenced by fear of judgment. People avoid speaking because they fear criticism. People avoid starting businesses because they fear failure. People avoid pursuing dreams because they fear being laughed at. People spend years trying to impress individuals who are not even paying attention. This is one of the greatest wastes of human potential. The Stoics understood a powerful truth. You cannot control what people think about you. No matter what you do, someone will criticize you. If you succeed, someone will envy you. If you fail, someone will mock you. If you speak, someone will disagree. If you remain silent, someone will misunderstand. You cannot escape judgment. Therefore, you must stop living for it. Epictetus taught that if you want to improve, you must be willing to appear foolish. That advice is even more relevant today. The world rewards authenticity. Yet many people spend their lives performing. They wear masks. They pretend. They seek approval. And in the process, they lose themselves. Ask yourself a question. Whose approval are you chasing? A stranger online? Former classmates? People who never supported you? Individuals who are struggling with their own lives? Why give them power over your destiny? The moment you stop seeking validation is the moment you become dangerous. Because now your decisions are guided by purpose rather than popularity. You begin taking action because it aligns with your values. Not because it earns applause. This shift changes everything. You become more confident. More focused. More productive. More resilient. You stop wasting energy managing perceptions. You start investing energy into actual growth. Remember this. People's opinions change constantly. One day they criticize you. The next day they admire you. One day they ignore you. The next day they celebrate you. If your happiness depends on their approval, your peace will never be stable. But when your self-worth comes from your character, everything changes. You become free. Free from comparison. Free from insecurity. Free from unnecessary pressure. Free to become exactly who you were meant to be. And freedom is one of the greatest forms of power a human being can possess. Lesson 3, turn every obstacle into training. Most people spend their lives asking one question. Why is this happening to me? The Stoics asked a different question. How can this make me stronger? That single shift in thinking can transform your entire life. Every person wants success. Every person wants confidence. Every person wants resilience. But very few people want the process that creates those things. Because the process is uncomfortable. Strength is built through resistance. Patience is built through delays. Wisdom is built through mistakes. Courage is built through fear. Resilience is built through hardship. The very things most people try to avoid are often the things that create greatness. Think about a blacksmith forging a sword. The metal must endure intense heat. It must be hammered repeatedly. It must be shaped through pressure. Without the heat, there is no strength. Without the pressure, there is no blade. Human beings are no different. Life shapes us through challenges. Every setback carries a lesson. Every difficulty contains an opportunity. Every obstacle can become training. Marcus Aurelius wrote one of the most famous Stoic principles ever recorded. The obstacle becomes the way. What does that mean? It means the thing blocking your path may actually be the path. The rejection that broke your heart may teach you self-respect. The financial struggle may teach you discipline. The failure may teach you humility. The criticism may reveal weaknesses you need to improve. The disappointment may redirect you towards something greater. Many people spend years resenting their hardships. They complain. They blame. They feel victimized. Meanwhile, others take the same hardships and use them as fuel. Those people rise. Those people adapt. Those people become unbreakable. The difference is perspective. Two people can face the exact same challenge. One becomes bitter. The other becomes stronger. One sees punishment. The other sees training. One quits. The other grows. The challenge is not what happens to you. The challenge is how you interpret what happens to you. Every difficult season carries a hidden gift. Sometimes that gift is wisdom. Sometimes it is maturity. Sometimes it is clarity. Sometimes it is strength. But there is always something to gain if you are willing to learn. The next time life becomes difficult, resist the urge to ask why. Ask what? What can this teach me? What skill can I develop? What weakness can I strengthen? What lesson can I learn? Because every obstacle contains a doorway. Most people never walk through it. Be different. Use adversity as training. Use setbacks as education. Use difficulty as preparation. One day you will realize that the challenges you hated most were the very experiences that made you who you are. Lesson 4. Master your emotions before they master you. One moment of anger can destroy years of progress. One emotional decision can create consequences that last a lifetime. One uncontrolled reaction can damage relationships, opportunities, and reputations. This is why emotional mastery is one of the most important Stoic lessons. Many people believe strength means suppressing emotions. That is not what Stoicism teaches. Stoicism teaches understanding emotions without becoming controlled by them. There is a difference. The Stoics understood that emotions are natural. Fear is natural. Anger is natural. Sadness is natural. Disappointment is natural. The problem begins when emotions become your leader. Imagine driving a car. Your emotions are passengers. They can provide information. They can alert you to danger. They can tell you something matters. But they should never be allowed to grab the steering wheel. When emotions drive your life, chaos follows. People quit jobs because of temporary frustration. People destroy friendships because of temporary anger. People abandon goals because of temporary discomfort. People make permanent decisions based on temporary feelings. The strongest individuals learn to create space between feeling and action. When anger appears, they pause. When fear appears, they think. When stress appears, they remain calm. They refuse to become slaves to emotional impulses. This is one of the greatest competitive advantages you can develop in modern life. Most people react. Very few respond. Reacting is automatic. Responding is intentional. Reacting is emotional. Responding is intelligent. Reacting gives power away. Responding maintains control. Think about the most respected people you know. They are rarely the loudest. They are rarely the most emotional. They are rarely the most reactive. Instead, they possess a calm presence, a steady mindset, an ability to remain composed under pressure. That composure is power. Anyone can remain calm when everything is easy. The real test comes during difficulty. Can you remain patient when others are rude? Can you remain focused when others panic? Can you remain disciplined when others become distracted? Can you remain respectful when others become hostile? That is true strength. The world does not need more emotional reactions. It needs more emotional discipline. Every day gives you opportunities to practice. Traffic, delays, criticism, disappointment, unexpected problems. These moments are not interruptions. They are training sessions. Every challenge gives you another chance to strengthen your emotional control. And the more control you gain over your emotions, the less power circumstances have over your life. Because true freedom is not controlling everything around you. True freedom is controlling yourself. Lesson 5: Build a life that does not depend on motivation. One of the biggest lies in self-improvement is the idea that motivation creates success. Motivation is wonderful, but it is unreliable. Some days you feel motivated. Some days you do not. Some mornings you feel inspired. Some mornings you feel tired. If your progress depends on motivation, your progress will always be inconsistent. The Stoics understood something far more powerful. Discipline outperforms motivation. Every single time. Motivation says, I will work when I feel like it. Discipline says, I will work because it needs to be done. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline remains. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is a decision. Motivation is temporary. Discipline creates permanent results. Look at the people who achieve extraordinary things. Athletes, entrepreneurs, writers, artists, leaders. They do not rely on feeling motivated every day. They build systems. They create routines. They establish standards. And then they follow them regardless of mood. That is the secret. Success is often boring. It is repeating the right actions over and over again. Not for days. Not for weeks. But for years. The gym becomes effective because you show up repeatedly. Reading becomes valuable because you do it consistently. Investing becomes powerful because you stay committed over time. Small actions repeated consistently create extraordinary outcomes. Most people underestimate the power of daily habits. They want dramatic transformation. They want immediate results. They want overnight success. But life rarely works that way. The person who improves 1% every day eventually becomes unstoppable. The person who remains committed when excitement disappears gains an enormous advantage. The person who continues when nobody is watching develops rare strength. Because discipline is not built during easy moments. Discipline is built during difficult moments. It is built when you are tired. When you are distracted. When you are discouraged. When progress feels slow. Those are the moments that matter most. Every time you continue despite discomfort, you strengthen your character. Every time you honor your commitments despite resistance, you become more powerful. Eventually, something remarkable happens. The habits that once felt difficult become normal. The discipline that once felt impossible becomes automatic. The person you once hoped to become becomes your reality. Do not wait for motivation. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Do not wait until everything feels right. Start now. Start tired. Start uncertain. Start imperfect. Because action creates momentum. Momentum creates consistency. Consistency creates transformation. And transformation creates a life that most people only dream about.